So we left off you getting busted with crack in school, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, at the age of almost 12, not quite 12. Now after this point in stage, like when you were going through all this stuff, like did you pick up your game more and start pedaling more? I mean, you got caught, you got scolded, punished, whatever it was. What was happening after that? Did you feel like because you got away with it, you want to pick your game up more, or what was going on?
Nah, you a kid. You don't think that far. You just doing it.
Right.
You know what I mean? I just got in a bigger trouble. Like once I got locked up and I seen that it wasn't shit, I kind of wasn't really scared of getting locked up.
Was everybody around you doing the same thing? Like people you knew, not necessarily you hung with, but everywhere you were looking. Is this what the streets of Detroit were all about at this time?
Yeah, street. I mean, it was just going on. I mean, that's just what was going on. You know what I'm saying? Then I was actually in Jackson at that time, but then I went back to New Orleans, and in New Orleans at 13, that's when I caught my murder case as a child.
Wow. How old were you at this point?
13.
So you're only going a year later down the road.
Yeah. Everything just escalated fast.
So, I mean, were you scared at all? Or did you not, like at this point in life, you're just not giving a shit? You're just doing what you want to do and all you know.
Yeah, you just doing stuff. You know what I mean? Like it ain't no, it wasn't me trying to be gangster. It wasn't me trying to be streets. I'm just adapting and just going with what's going on.
Yeah. You weren't trying to impress anybody. This is the way you were living, period.
Yeah, I was just trying to eat. I didn't know anything about trying to impress anybody though.
Yeah.
Nobody was trying. I'm gonna say it like this. It sounds like I'm saying big shit, but it wasn't big because that's what was going on. But the biggest shit to me was us stealing bikes at that time. Like we was the king of stealing bikes. We was literally going to like hardware stores, stealing the little lock clamps, and going like climbing fences. Climbing up the second story patios, clipping bikes and shit, and like handing them down. Like that right there, that was us, trying to get props. Like the other shit, we didn't know that was us getting props. We didn't think like that.
Also, at this point, have you seen other people been murdered yet? At this point in your life?
Nah, like the first time I seen somebody get murdered probably was right before I killed the guy. It was in New Orleans, and it was just this regular street shit. The guy just came up and just killed them, and it was kind of freaky, but it wasn't really. I mean, it wasn't really shit. I mean, as I said, like shit don't hit you. It's just like a movie.
It didn't faze you. This was normal for you.
No, well, not seeing somebody get killed, that wasn't normal for me at that time. But like my incident was me being scared. Like we was still trying to get a little money, and it was just a dude who just robbed people. And that's how I even really got off the case as good as I did, because the guy that I killed was just a bully in the hood. I mean, he was just a bully. He was an older man, did plenty of time in prison. He was known for knocking people out and taking their money, and he was, he was known for killing people, and he just got caught slipping. You know what I'm saying?
So when this happened, I mean, did you feel any remorse, or were you like this fucker had it coming to him? I mean,
I was scared.
Right.
I was just scared. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I said, like at the time, I wasn't no fighter. Like I wasn't in the streets physically trying to fight nobody.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't into that. I was into like picking something up, trying to stab you or hit you. Like I shied away from any type of physical fist-to-fist confrontation or wrestling.
Right.
I wasn't about that. I was a little guy, you know what I mean? I was real skinny. I was a little guy, so when I shot my man, it was just out of pure fear. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So after this happened, you got locked up for a while, right? How long do you think you did at this age of 13?
I only did a couple of months.
So when you got out, what was your thought process at this point?
I was on some G shit then.
Because now you thought, look, everyone knew I killed, I don't know if this is what you're thinking, but everyone knew I killed somebody. They also knew I did time. They also knew I beat this case. So what were people, how did you get off on how people were seeing you at that point? Like, did it make you
I got shit back up north right after that, so they were scared for me. So I ended up getting shit back up north. and then I started going back to school. Then I got caught with a gun in school and got put out of school again. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what was going on. I just was just going through the maze. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So then I was just on that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I just thought I was gangster at that time.
And how old were you with getting caught with the gun? Now you still 13?
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, because I'm trying to wrap my head around this. Listen, I was raised in a decent neighborhood. Like, my parents were on top of shit. Like, it's hard for me to wrap my head, and I'm sure there's a lot of people, it's hard for them to wrap their heads around shit like this. Like, I thought the things that I was doing at 13 years of age were crazier than most. So,
This is just different areas got what's crazy.
Yeah.
Certain areas, like, you gotta think, like, when I went to Haiti to go visit my family, it was young boys. Nah, fuck that. I ain't even gonna say Haiti. In New Orleans right now, I got cousins 14, 15 years old, killing is natural. Getting killed is natural. You know what I mean? It's just your area you grow up where people, I mean, that's just what happened. It's fucked up it's fucked up that this shit is in America, but America blind to the fact of what really goes on in the hood.
Yeah.
Like, nobody want to live like this. Like, I didn't want to live like that. You know what I mean? I ain't got no mama. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sleeping in cars and shit, sleeping at people's houses, trying to get money, and you know what I mean, trying to feed myself. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to do that shit.
Did a lot of people know, what was going on in your life, or was everything very private?
It was private to a lot of people. A lot of people thought I had a good life, but my brother Jonah, he ain't my blood brother, but he's my brother. He the one that was, we grew up together. We linked up, like, through everything.
Right.
He was going through the same shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was nice. Sometimes we didn't have electricity, so he'd come sleep with me. You know what I'm saying? Because we didn't have, electricity. Like, he protected me. And when they don't have electricity, I go over there and I protect him. We robbed together. We sold dope together. We fucked bitches together. You know what I mean? Like, that was our survival, was each other.
Was there any people in your life at this point, outside of your family and stuff, that people, were trying to step in and save you, or trying to, inspire you? Did you have role models at this point in a positive way?
Anybody that was getting money was positive to me.
But there wasn't the priest down the road, or the principal at the school. You don't know that
that's positive, though.
What's that?
You don't know that that's positive.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? At this time, only thing you know is positive is what's good for you. And anybody that can help you eat and shit was positive. Shit, I thought all the prostitutes that I was cool with was positive, you know what I mean? Because they would help a nigga eat. Wow. You know what I'm saying? They would look out for us and shit, you know what I mean? Like, but at the time we was bugged out, you know what I mean? Like 7th grade, I'm snorting powder and shit. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I said, like 5th, 6th grade, I started doing acid. You know what I mean? We used to put our eyelid back and put like a patch on the side of our eyelid so the acid to hit us harder. You know what I mean? So we was just bugged out.
Damn.
You don't have no mama. Like, every now and then, like, my mama be off her trip. You know what I mean? She would come get me. Now I ain't gonna say like she just all the time forgot about me. Yeah, she definitely come get a nigga, find out where I'm at, snatch a nigga up and all that shit. You know what I mean? So
yeah. I mean, when she come snatch you up, what would you guys do together at that point?
Man, she probably fucked me up because she done heard some shit, and you know what I mean? Like, and you know what's so crazy through all of this shit I'm saying? Besides my mom beating me, you know what she used to make us do? What? She used to make us write essays. She used to find a topic. I'm talking about a straight heroin addict.
Right.
Drugged out, will still fight. Because she said no matter what, you got to be mentally smart in anything that you do. And she hammered that shit on her. So even though she'd whoop us and do all this crazy shit, she'd make us write 2-page essays, man. Literally, 2-page essays. And she would fucking correct them. She would literally say, where did you find this information at? She would go to the information to make sure that we didn't write it word for word. And she would either make us redo it all over again or shit like that. Like, this is what all through everything that I'm doing, this is what she made us do.
I would love to see those essays. Are they still around?
Man, I ain't no telling where that shit at.
Yeah, and I don't want to confuse anybody at home because we're not. City's not here boasting about anything he's done. He's just telling a story how it was. There's no bragging. There's no boasting. None of that bullshit. What we're trying to get at is a beautiful story coming down the road. Mm-hmm. That's all we're trying to accomplish here. So at this point, you're still, what, you're 13 still?
Yeah. So
13 going on, I mean, you know, what's happening when you get into high school? Like, did you even go to school at this point?
A little bit. 8th grade, I ended up going to this Catholic school was accepting this.
Take your time, man.
I was just thinking about my nigga Jonah. Now, like, in 8th grade, they had, like, this program for kids who didn't, who ain't really had much. And they was, like, accepting them into this Catholic school and shit. So I had went to this Catholic school called St. Joseph. And, things was a little bit better, you know what I'm saying, around that time. But, me and Jonah, we was in front of gyms, and they was like, it was a house party. So me and Jonah, we went to gyms. We had, stole some Mad Dog and some Wild Irish Rolls and shit.
That's a bad combination.
Man, that's a fucking crazy combination. But like, that's the only thing you can kind of steal out of stores at the time. And we had, when we was walking to the party, like, we seen like people, running from it. You know what I mean? We was confused and shit. But everybody just running everywhere, they screaming and shit. And we kind of heard a few gunshots. And I'm telling John, I'm like, damn, our brothers is supposed to be at this party. So we run into the party and shit. And this one white dude, I ain't know him, but he was like running across the street, holding like both of his ears or whatever. He ended up getting shot. It went from like underneath his earlobe all the way through and came directly underneath the other earlobe. He ended up surviving and shit. And we on some wild shit. Like, we ain't had no guns or nothing, but we was just on some, trying to grab people. Like, where my brother at? Where Shaft at? Where Timmy at? Whatever. And they screaming like they killed Shaft, they killed Timmy. Them my brothers. So like when we ran in the house or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just seen my brother just laying there. You know what I'm saying? Like, gassing for air shit. It was fucking crazy. You know what I mean? That's when like the I don't give a fuck about nothing.
Right.
That's when that shit kind of kicked in.
Things shifted at that point in your life.
It did.
I mean, so, and Joan is your brother as well, right?
He ain't my biological, but he my brother.
He was the guy who was coming and comforting you from time to time when you needed it.
Yeah. We was everything.
So I can't imagine witnessing that. How old were you at this age?
I was 13. I was in 8th grade.
Well, I would say this, and I think it's safe to say this for a lot of people, right? Even to this point, and you're not even done with a lot of crap, but even at this point, at 13 years of age, most people have already given up in life. No doubt about it. I don't know how most people could even survive that experience, like you said, from your mother, from school, crack, murder. You know what I mean? And now you're just getting fucking warmed up. You've already done time at this point. Now after seeing that, you're just getting warm up to what's about to come, right?
I mean, like, I can say that now, but before, I just didn't know what was going on.
Yeah. I mean, so at the end of the day, what happened after that? Like, when you said you're ready to get going, like, how financially were you getting by just from selling drugs and robbing and stuff, or was it one or the other?
Yeah.
Or?
No, we was doing everything. We was doing everything to get money. You know what I mean? But then after my brother Timmy got killed, you know what I'm saying? It really got fucked up because then like none of my brothers came around. All my older brothers, they just didn't come around no more because it was just a hot situation. it was just all fucked up. So then it was just me and Jonah all the time, and shit. At that point, we really didn't give a fuck. We was ready to up the annex on everything.
So you were getting adrenaline rushes from doing a lot of this stuff too, I would imagine, right?
Everything was anger. Like, at the time, I didn't know that I was working off anger.
Right.
I mean, I just thought it was just me doing what I do, just because what was going on. But everything was just anger.
How old do you think you were at the height of, let's say, robbing and drug use or selling drugs? How old were you when you really came at the height of things? Because we already know you were 16.
Early 20.
So early 20. I mean, are you at this point also? Are you fronting in front of people? Like, because I gotta imagine there's all kinds of stuff going on inside of your head. But when people see you visually, is there a big front going on, or just you were numb to everything and didn't know you weren't fronting nothing? It was just it is what it is.
Man, we was always taught to stay away from everything. People barely seen us. If you seen me, because you seen me in school.
Right.
Other than that, you ain't never seen me.
So you had just only select few friends that you would consider close, and the rest were just people that seen you or you seen, and that was it.
Yeah.
So you really, because I know, like, when I started fucking up in life, there was people sitting there saying, Mikey, you got to stop doing that. Mikey, you got to do something different. I had those people in my life. Now, I didn't listen to them for the most part, but I had them in my life. You didn't have one person saying that shit to you, did you?
No, I ain't gonna say I had one person. Like, around that 8th grade era, that's when my brother James Stanley, his mama, she stepped in heavy, you know what I mean? And she had me start staying over there at their house and stuff. You know, they had a little better situation at their house. You know what I mean? They had a house and, they had food and, you know what I mean? She used to do things. But, at that time, wasn't nobody trying to live like that.
Yeah.
That shit was kind of corny to me. You know what I mean? But they used to be like James Stanley. He was the one who always was kind of like, man, you need to do this. You need to do better. But, man, wasn't nobody trying to hear that shit.
Yeah, because you're not even doing any of this for street cred. Like, some people do it for street cred. They want to be seen doing certain things, and you don't even give a fuck about that.
Nah.
I mean, that's wild to me. Like I said, you and I have talked in the past, but there's a hell of a lot I haven't known. I just knew that there's a special individual lying within inside you. And, those are the kind of things I'm trying to, at some point we're going to get to this part. So I don't want this, I don't want everyone, I'm not trying to be doom and gloom, because that's not the picture we're trying to paint. We're trying to paint a real picture of a real person, a person of true feelings. You know what I mean? And I said that to you, something about true feelings before, and you corrected me on saying true feelings.
No, I'll correct you on real.
On real, I said, yeah, real shit.
You was like, man, you a real person. And I'm like, nah, I'm not real. I'm pure.
Yeah.
I'm pure. I'm capital P, capital U, capital R, capital E. I'm pure. Like that real. I was talking to these young boys, because I still talk to young boys on the block and, try to get them to do other things. And I tell them, I had to understand that what they consider real in this day and age is they real, and it's they reality. Just like it's they hip hop. Like my hip hop and they hip hop is different. You know what I mean? Like, so it's kind of like the signs of the times. You either with it or you ain't. I mean, I ain't with that shit. So I had to let people know, like, shit, I'm pure. What you see is what you get. I ain't hiding nothing, and I ain't gonna hide nothing from nobody.
I mean, also, a lot of these kids these days, they think a certain way because they've learned it from the TV. They're not really living it. And to me, that's some fucked up shit, because there's people that actually live this shit like yourself. And, I think like even racism these days, to me, people really don't know true racists that are born in this day and age compared to when we were kids. You really seen some real fucked up shit with racists when we were kids compared to nowadays. Was race in your mind was race playing a part in any of this shit at all when you growing up in your head personally? Man,
I ain't even, let me see, the first time, even when I was at that Catholic school, it was only 2 black people. I ain't even I don't think I seen racism then.
Right.
Because they was just so intrigued about the inner city kid who's at our school, they just wanted to know what was going on. You know what I'm saying?
So you weren't sitting there saying, blaming white people for all your problems and whatever it may be. You were just, like you said, you were just living life the only way you knew how to survive.
Yeah, I didn't blame nobody for shit. I wasn't even thinking about my father. You know what I'm saying?
Where is your father this entire time?
Man, that motherfucker, wherever he at. My father was a pimp, so he was just wherever the fuck he was at. You know what I'm saying? I remember he came to see me 2 times when I was in 6th grade, because he had to come get me one time when I got locked up. And then I seen him in 9th grade when I caught my last dope case.
I mean, how many cases, like at this point this year, you had a dope charge, you had a murder charge, and now another dope charge?
Those was all children cases. Those all got sealed. But when the one in the 9th, that was like on my adult record.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
As far as me as an adult on that one, they wasn't even supposed to.
Did anyone ever come up to you and say, "Man, yo, good for you, man. You did, you're the shit for doing this"? And were people around you encouraging you? I know they weren't trying to help you, but were they encouraging you as well? Or did you stay away from those guys?
I mean, I had, my little clique. That I was with, like, it was funny because in our clique, I was just really the only one that was just out here getting, just doing stupid shit. But everybody else was actually going to school, playing sports and shit, you know what I mean, getting good grade. We was called the ESP. We was East Side Players, man. All we did was got fresh, fuck hoes, and shit like that. But It was just me and, when Jonah got out of school, we was doing our thing. We was on some other shit.
And there's also, at this time, I can imagine there's a ton of poverty going on around you at the same point. I mean, you ain't the only kid on the block doing this.
Nah.
You know what I mean? Like, you're surrounded by, were you in this isolated part in the city?
Nah, it was just shit just going on. I don't even know if it was isolated, man. I was moving everywhere. We was in city to city, man. We wasn't just in one place. We was doing everything everywhere.
Wow. Well, listen, we're going to take another music break and get right back onto it now. Again, this artist we're about to play, Champagne City, the track is called Bring It Back.
Bit of money while you poppin' on me, mommy, and a little rose. Steady pouring while we throwin' with that way to have, baby. Need 100 more bands, cause we going to the end till the lights come on. We gon' stay in our sun with that 707, cause I'm trying to get blow. While I throw another roll, man, the diamonds on the body make the girls get rowdy. Got the goons in the building with the guns on they body. Better party before we kill somebody, man. Fuck your couch, spillin' rose out the mouth. So that nigga over there, where that money at, nigga? Why you stayin' over here? Cause it's getting kinda heavy. It's getting kinda heavy. It's getting kinda heavy. It's getting kinda heavy. Now go on and bring it back. 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 Little mama, don't be afraid, cause we foolin', just be glad we ain't shootin'. Only thing we wanna do is throw money to the roof, You see it, money to the roof. Another 20 on the table, 50 killers in the club, 100 bottles for the crew. Each man got a bottle while we flirtin' with some models. If she act all bougie, we gon' spray it with some bottles. Quick flip and some model. Big chips what we follow. Why you think the girls follow? Why you think the girls swallow? So much money in the air, falling down like what? Why you think I can't see? Who else is up in the club, handful of dead bread? So mommy play dead. Watch me throw this bread, cause it's getting kinda heavy. It's getting kinda heavy. It's getting kinda heavy. It's getting kinda heavy. Now go on and bring it back. 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 Little mama, don't trip cause the club is closing. Got condos, we can party the morning. I know you been shaking all night long, and I need you for the after party. You with it? You can bring every girl in here dancing. I give you about a minute. Tell me is you with it right now? We got money and we tryna spend all of it. Think about it. Pool in the back with a waiter for the pool. Got drinks all night, man. I'm living my life, Playboy lifestyle. Got girls in bikini, go cold to the caramel, all Superman and dolphins in the party going in with a whole lot of bottles. Cause it's getting kinda heavy. It's getting kinda heavy. It's getting kinda heavy. It's getting kinda heavy.